Mikaela, nice to meet you. I'm also a huge Felicity fan. My sister used to watch it, and I'm like, oh my god. You were amazing in it, and I also love your curly hair.
Big curly hair.
Juicy curls.
Juicy curl. I mean, seriously. It was massive.
Super massive. But I love you in this show now. You're also an executive producer. How does that feel?
Exciting. Well, exciting when it's something so good. Debora Cahn's writing her script from the very beginning. I would love to say it's us and what we did, but it was all there in the writing. It's just the perfect combination for me, for my taste, of funny political intrigue, but the inner workings of this political world we know so little about, and then this really specific marriage, which is tough, and one that you just can never get yourself untangled from. And, and the character is really fun.
I mean, it's fun, but you're also playing a girl boss. I love that for you. Did you know that going into this?
Yeah. And Debora has such nice commentary through her writing about girl boss. It made me think so often of my girl boss friends, who are big time lawyers or, just living in a man's world. You're still living in a man's. She has a really good take on it.
Well, you play the role so well. Thank you so much.
Meet you here. You look great.
Cute. You look amazing.
We look great. We should be hanging out. Here we are. We are. It's actually happening.
First of all, congratulations. This is huge. So I know, and maybe this is not the start, maybe I got it wrong, but Grey's Anatomy, writing, executive producing. I know, it's so far away.
We're going far back.
We're going far back.
All the way back to the beginning.
All the way back to the beginning, and then The West Wing, and now your own show. How does that feel?
It feels great. It feels fun. I watched a lot of really good people do it. I watched Aaron and John Wells and Shonda and Alex Gonza, and was able to take the time to be in their worlds and swim in their pools, and then look at how they create a world, look at how they kind of run the monster that is a show. And it's a huge privilege, and it gave me enough preparation that I could come in and do it in the way that it's fun. It really is fun.
Well, I can tell that it's fun for everyone else on the cast, too. I mean, everyone is raving positive things. And something that I saw, and I just love it so much on the show, is girl boss vibes. This is totally girl boss vibes. You're literally the suit, everything. But is this something that you felt was a mission for you when casting or just when writing? Was that something that was important to you?
Yeah. Watching people who are my friends, people who are my colleagues, people who are at this point where they're reaching big leadership positions in their professional lives, whatever those professions are, those things, there's a big journey from kind of number 3, number 2 to number 1. And I've experienced it myself. I've seen my friends go through it. And there's something that I think is really intense and special about making that move as people who perhaps were not expecting to do it or not kind of trained for that. They were trained for everything that comes before it. And maybe they are completely prepared for it, but they definitely think they're not. So all of those dynamics, I think, are just fun,
I love this. You're shifting culture, and the diversity on the show, it's not unnoticed. I love it. Everything about this. 10 out of 10. I would say, honestly, top 10 on Netflix once it launches. Tell everyone, when is the show coming out?
It's coming out on Thursday in 2 days on April 20.
April 20.
It's great to have your support. I'm glad you like it. Thank you.
I love it. Binge-worthy, 10 out of 10.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much. It was great meeting you.
Great meeting you too.
Ato Essandoh, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
So you did an incredible job. You were kind of one of the first characters that my eyes drew to when I started watching the show. So what drew you to play this character and say yes to the script?
The writing. I worked with Debora Cahn on a show on HBO years ago called Final, and I saw how well she wrote. Then I saw her move on to like The West Wing and do all that stuff. And so I got a call from a casting director saying, "Would you want to read a script from Debora Cahn?" I was like, "Debora Cahn? Yeah." So I read the script, and I tell everybody, I hate reading on my cell phone. It's the worst. But this script was so good that I stood there with my cell phone just reading it, flipping through it, and was like, this is the best stuff that I've ever read in a long time. So I just said, you know what? If Debora wants me to do it, I'll do it. You know?
Well, the fact that she thought about you before, that's amazing.
That's a great compliment. That I must have done good in the last show, so that's why she pulls me.
You did great, I'm sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Try to keep it humble. No, you did great. So, all right. Walk me through you actually getting that call. You got the part. How did you feel in that moment?
I felt it's, I've done this for like 30 years, right? And I've been lucky to have really great roles, but this one really meant something to me because it was that I'd worked with her before, and I've always wanted to be in a show that I felt like could have not just legs, but like people will remember this show. Do you know what I mean? Just one show where people go, oh, that show, you did that show. That's kind of like what I want in my life, just once.
I mean, people definitely going to remember the show. The writing is amazing. Like you said, it's a page turner. I mean, I guess it's an episode wanting to watch the next episode. It's a binge watching show. So I feel like there's so much chemistry between you and the cast. Did you guys do a lot of chemistry readings before shooting the show, or it was just like, let's get it and go?
It's like, let's get it and go. I think Debora's strategy in casting is not just casting good people, but she has a I can't say this word, but no jerk policy. So everybody she hires, she wants to make sure is going to be gel and good on set. So I didn't do any chemistry reads, but I just walked onto a set with a lot of great actors who are really lovely people who don't have any sort of craziness happening. And all of us fell in love with each other. So it just made it really easy to work with each other.
I love that. And I feel that there's home too. Yes. Spoke to Nana, the Ghanaian, going, I need to go to Ghana. Yeah. In December, I hear that's when we got to go.
Yeah. We have a Ghanaian mafia going here, which we didn't even realize. I was like, 3 Ghanaians on the show? 1 is a lot, but 3? Wow.
I mean, it's the new Hollywood. I love this for all of you.
I love it for me, too. I love it for her, and I love it for David, definitely.
Shout out to you guys. Congratulations. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Bye. How are you? I'm Micaela from The Nocturnal. So nice to meet you. All right, so let's get right into it.
Yeah.
I saw you in Kaleidoscope a few months ago.
Yeah.
Amazing show. And now you're on another amazing show.
I know.
How does that feel?
It feels great because it's so different. It's such a different vibe, it means that Netflix must quite like me. I've got another.
Oh, that's a good family to be a part of.
It's nice to be re-employed by the same, I love it because, for me it's all about the difference, and as long as going from one job to the other at all, is always very rare for a start, and it's always very gratifying. But for me, it's all in the difference between the shows and the roles. And for me, Kaleidoscope was very much a very different kind of animal.
Well, you were kind of like a villain, but you're kind of everyone's favorite villain.
Yeah, the thing is, in Kaleidoscope, everyone was kind of a villain. Do you know what I mean? They were all,
That's true.
Depending on your perspective. It turned out, watching that, they made it look like I was the villain, which is a bit boring as far as I was concerned, because I don't think it was any worse than anyone else. But that's just the way that works. But this is a lot of fun for me, this one.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you're now in government. Well, past government. It's you're in government. So how does that feel to kind of be a part of that vibe for you? What did you do to get ready to be a part of a government show?
Well, I think the most interesting thing about a person who works in an official capacity, or let's say the least important thing, is the uniform and the job. The most important thing is how a human crams into that, how you get a human into that uniform, what happens to a human. Otherwise, because these things, what a uniform does and what a position does is it takes away the humanity, so we just listen to the orders, or we convey authority. So for me, it's about trying to bring in as much of the messy human with you into that situation, rather than let the job or the uniform constrain you.
Well, you definitely were not constrained at all. So what was your funnest scene to play? Like, you guys have so many beautiful scenes as
I
well.
love all of our scenes when we're in bed and chatting and just like
Cozy.
yeah, but just like really real. It just felt so, the way it was written and how comfortable we felt with each other, it just felt very organic and natural. And also our dumb fights. I love the dumb, but anyone in a long-term relationship or even a fiery short-term relationship knows.
Well, the short-term fiery ones are usually the best, right?
Exactly. So, the scene in which my character may or may not be thrown through a bush may be one of my favorites.
Sounds fun. Thank you so much. You're amazing, and I love seeing you on screen. Shout out to Netflix. Nice to meet you. I'm Micaela.
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 Nice to meet you.
So, please tell me, what drew you to this role?
Micaela, are you Ghanaian?
No, I'm not. I know that there's like a whole Ghanaian crowd. I was told I gotta go there in December.
Yeah, where are you from?
I'm Haitian.
Haitian.
I mean, probably my ancestors are probably Ghanaian.
I think maybe. Well, I say Akwaba and Etisa.
What does that mean, Akwaba? Okay.
So, but you should be welcoming me because I'm here. But I say be well to you, yeah.
Thank you.
So, your question was?
What drew you to this role?
Oh, my days. Do you know, honestly, Micaela, when I was coming to the end of a show, and so my availability was starting to open up, and I'd said to my team, no more shows. I want to, just for a couple years, would love to do some film, I'd love to do some theatre. And then
I could definitely see you in theater for sure too.
I've missed it. I haven't been able to do it for a number of years. And then this script came along and I thought, this is the one. This is the one. I just, Debora's writing, honestly, I know everyone's been saying it, but
it's true.
It's so true. And it's so, like, considered and detailed. Like, there is not a beat that isn't meant to be there. There's not a pause that isn't meant to be there. And that's so wonderful to play. It's like going to work and having a treasure chest of tools and emotions and connections and nuance to explore. So, and I think you need that when you're dealing with heavy subject matter, because it's actually the human relation, the relationships that'll get you through it. So that's really what drew me. Yeah.
That's amazing. So the script is amazing. You say yes to this, and this is something, I guess that's kind of going to shift your life, because I feel like this is going to be like a whole moment on Netflix. I do. I think it's giving top 10, probably number 1.
Wow. Well, I think one of the things, I was speaking to the DOP about it after it, and it was a long kind of slog, and that dialogue is dense, and you want to honour it. I would say honour and respect were good words for this. Like, I feel like the writers and the research they did were really honouring the characters and honouring the project. And the work that these guys do, whether you see it, I mean, this relationship here on board, they really honoured it. And after at the rap party, I was speaking to the DOP, and he said something that I'd like to quote. He was like, "It's a good show," and I said, "How can you say that?" He said, "I don't know if people will like it, but I know that that's a good show." He said, I think they will, but there's no guarantee of that, right? But what we've created is a good show.
I think it's a great show. I think that it has bones, it has the meat that everyone's looking for. It's binge-worthy. You know, Netflix, everyone loves the binge. So I feel like this is gonna be a moment. And speaking of moment, this whole entire outfit is a moment.
Are you happy with this?
I'm happy with the outfit.
Oh.
But I also feel like on the show, you have suit moments too. How does that styling work on set for you?
So we filmed in summer, and they decided that I was going to be in a 3-piece suit. So I'm happy for the line and the look, but it is hot under. It's hot under there, and then you've got all of this dialogue. But I like, my dad Ghanaian man, like everything was tailored. He looked amazing in a suit, and so I used to look at him going to work and think that's wonderful to, you know, to look like that. So it's quite nice to get to do that, because most of the time I'm, you know, I do like a tailored look and but I do love a tracksuit as well, you know. And
I mean, I'm sure you can pull off all of them.
oh, you're very kind. Thank
Nice meeting you. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Top 10 vibes all the way.
I'm on now.
Let's go. The theme of the show I'm getting is like girl boss. And you have an amazing, you know, position as a girl boss.
Yeah.
So how does it feel to play that role as a whole girl boss?
It's amazing. And also, it's amazing. I've got to give a shout out to Deb Cahn, because this character was originally written male. And she was like, and she, you know, I really wanted to do it. She took a look and was like, yeah, that works. That actually works really well. And then not only that, she was brilliant enough. I'm Ghanaian, as are most of
Shout out. Yeah.
most of our Ato is Ghanaian, as well as David Gyasi. And so
Ghana's running the world right now, by the way.
I mean, come through in December, you'll find out.
Oh, I've heard. I'm Caribbean, and I've heard all the best things. I need to go.
December in Ghana. So the point being that, like, she let us, we kind of collaborated on the name for my character. So my character's name is Billy Apia. Apia is a very Ghanaian name. And she wanted to change it to kind of honor the character's Ghanaian heritage, my Ghanaian heritage. So I thought that was so awesome.
That is awesome. You're getting to share your roots. You're being the girl boss that you are and killing it.
Yeah.
So what was some of your favorite parts in this, I guess, scenes to play in the show?
Wow. There's a scene involving a helicopter. I can't say more than that, but it was excellent. I really felt like I was in my own music video.
Oh, we love that. I actually was speaking about that today, coming from the gym, walking like you're in your own music video.
Yes, main character energy. There was
Main character
energy. There was big time main character energy with the helicopter scene. That's all I'll say.
I love that. All right, so what drew you through to the script?
The script came, you know, through my reps, and I was halfway through it, and I was like, I have to do this. It was so smart. It was so funny. And, you know, I've said this before, but one of the things that what I don't think people realize is that actors don't always act in the types of things that they would watch, you know, but this is 10 out of 10, no doubt, something I would watch, even if I weren't in it. And in fact, the fact that I'm in it is kind of ruining it for me, because I know all the spoilers. But, like, truly, like, it's like being able to act in something that I would also watch is thrilling.
I love that. So I assumed you watched the whole thing.
I have not yet seen it. So tonight's going to be my first night to see the pilot, and I'm going to watch it on the 20th of April like everyone else.
That's so exciting. Well, I watched it, and you killed it.
Oh,
so congratulations,
Thank you so
and
much.
thank you so much for...
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It was lovely.
Yes to the outfit.
Girls out. I think that's a moment, right?
But shout out to the girls. I feel like there's so many girl bosses in this show.
Yes. This is a show about girl bosses, and because we've been created by a girl boss, so
Which I love that for all of you.
it's amazing. It feels like such a lucky privilege.
So what did you do to prepare for the show? Like, did you speak to anyone from the CIA, maybe?
Yes, I spoke to 2 different women who used to be chief of stations in the CIA. I also read 2 memoirs of people who used to live undercover. I sort of did all the research of what my character would have had to have done in order to get this job. So yeah, that was the prep.
That's amazing. And there's so much chemistry between all of you. So was there a lot of chemistry reading or, you know, hanging out before?
No, we all just showed up and crossed our fingers, and thank God it worked out.
I love this for you. So what made you say yes to this script? Outside of it, you know, obviously girl boss vibes all the way, but what drew you to the script and to say yes?
I think the fact that the characters are all so smart, but they're really messy, and I think that contrast of people whose personal lives are barely holding together, but they're so efficient in their professional world, I think that contrast is really interesting. And also Deb Cahn's writing is so brilliant and so funny.
I think it's brilliant, it's funny, and it's amazing. And one thing I love about the show is the diversity. There's just so much diversity, and everyone in Hollywood is winning right now. You're included.
Yeah, but you know, the thing is about this it doesn't feel like, what's it called, like just checking the box. which is so, and as an actor, you feel it when you're, you know what I mean? So I feel so grateful for that. And everybody's bringing it. Like, nobody's here just checking the box. Like,
You guys are also talented, and I'm very proud of you. I'm happy to see you on my screen. I'm happy, and I can't wait for everyone to watch the show.
thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Nice to meet you.